I like the A/B testing model, right? So I'll do a sprint of, say, cold calls. Now, cold calls are one of the fun ones where everyone says doesn't work, but we do know they work. They just work at such a low percentage that you might think that other ways are more efficient. So that's important to recognize that it does work. You're actually wrong. But what you're really saying is maybe the percentage success rate is that low that it's not a valid go-to-market for my business.
Yep.
That's totally a fair assumption, but how many have tested that is my question, as opposed to jump to the assumption. So I'd love to test that and go, I've made my 100 calls and they were cold and I didn't do any research before and I got 0 results. Great. Well, that's kind of good to know. Do that once or twice, you realize nothing's happening. Great, right? But equally, there's a cold call that's strategic. So I went to WorkGuru's website. I had a look at Tony. I had a look at his LinkedIn. I had a look at his history. I know what sporting club he's in, whatever. And I've done a more strategic approach. And that's still a cold call. But instead of, I can't do 100 of those. Actually, AI might allow me to, but let's say I can't do 100 of those. Maybe I can only do 10 of those. But it is likely my success rate will be higher because now maybe I'm approaching Tony with something a little bit more measured than, a typical cold call script
Yep.
necessarily, right? And I would test that because although you'd think, oh, well, that's a better strategy. Well, if I can do 100 a day and 2 respond, or I can do 10 a day and 1 responds, this makes more sense. But you need to measure that and not rely on experts.
Yep.
I dislike the sales expert concept. I believe in A/B testing everything, whether it makes sense or not, and let the data decide which one works. Right. And same with go to market.